brain slew, slick with ectoplasmic juice.
Ecstatic energy, a fire that fuels our memory.
With genealogy, with spiritual topography.
Questions for your answers, we are data necromancers.
Yeah, I love these mornings when I get to like just exercise a billion right before doing something that requires my brain to be active. You know?
Cucumber Gatorade. Yes, I can't wait to have my body back.
Yeah, because you've got a parasite right now.
Yeah, and I'm sure she's sweet, and hopefully she's smart, and will be somebody that's fun to hang out with when I get older.
I think we need to build a jungle gym in your backyard.
Yes, I've also been thinking that. I have a really steep hill in my backyard, but I'd like to build into the slope or like use that. I've put a slide on it, which Ruby never uses. But it'd be fun too to like build a little platform up there and then have a clubhouse.
Ooh, yes.
Wouldn't that be fun? I need a jungle gym. Yeah.
Also, once you have the clubhouse up on the top of the hill, you can do one of those strings with the cups on the end.
Yes.
And then you could be like, hey, girls, do you want some peanut butter sandwiches in the clubhouse? And they'd be like, no, Mom, like leave us alone. Or that, yeah, you could send it up.
No, Mom,
Leave us alone.
leave us alone.
I feel like kids never have the wide enough vision to really appreciate their parents and what they do for them.
No. We're annoying.
You just get in the way.
We're in the way.
You're always telling them
no.
they can't do something. It sucks because it's like you work so hard for her and her life and her happiness and her edification and her entertainment, and there's just no thanks whatsoever.
I don't need it though, because the fart jokes she tells me, her wisdom, her, like, she woke up this morning and she goes, how did I get here? And I was like, in general or just in bed? In the bed. I don't know, you've walked into my room at some point in the early morning and here you are. And she's like, oh. She's like, you disappeared out of my room. And I was like, yeah, I do that. I leave when you go to sleep. And she's like, why? I'm like, because it's your bed. It's not my bed. She's like, but I like your bed. And I'm like, I know. If I spent a quarter or a fraction of how much I spent on my bed on your bed, would you ever leave it? It's always something I wonder. Because you're sleeping on a $100 mattress from IKEA and in a teeny little bed, and mine's like fucking king sized.
Your bedroom, like
it's mostly a bed.
The like space of it and like the feeling of it reminds me of my apartment. Like
it is very cozy.
Yeah,
it is just,
and it's like nice and dark and calm and still and peaceful. I've always admired how you guys keep your bedroom like very chill,
very clean, very chill. Not a lot of stuff going on in there.
Yeah, if I was Ruby, I would want to be with y'all in there too.
I get it. I fucking get it.
My bed is so important to me. Like, there's no reason for me to have a king size bed in a studio apartment.
What? But yes.
Yeah, it's so I can sleep sideways if I want to.
It's so that
Willow can have one side, or I can just sleep on one side and read on the other side.
Everybody should have a king size bed.
It's so
If I was president,
wonderful.
everybody would have a king size bed.
King size bed all the way. Take up the whole floor space with your bed.
I went through a lot of debt for that bed for a long time, but it was, goddamn, I never regretted a single moment of it.
Yeah, the bed is important. It's very important. And then you think about monks or people who are trying to live the contemplative life who are just sleeping on the floor or on like a bare mat on the floor. Or think about my brother who sleeps on a table basically.
I secretly want your brother to be doing everything he could to get out of prison.
Yeah.
But there's very few people who are in prison and are like, I'm going to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, because, to an extent, you have to sort of resign yourself to it in order to cope with it. because I could see you just constantly being in a state of agitation and like extreme depression every day that you don't get out, you know? And for him, he's been there for over 15 years now, so he's like made a little life so he can feel kind of normal. So he'll like get up and go to work. He has a job in the commissary and he feels accomplished once he finishes that. Because if he's like filling commissary orders, he's busy. Like he gets to like not be in his head a little bit. And then after that, he feels accomplished, like he's done something. And then if they're not on lockdown, he can go into the yard and like exercise or run around or whatever. But he has a TV, but I don't think he watches it that much anymore. He likes to read books.
What channels do you even get? You get Maury and then QVC.
Yeah, I think there's like USA Superstation or something, and
like,
sometimes movies will be on there.
Or it's just a reminder of the life you don't get to live.
Yeah, it's tough. Or like there's that strong vicarious living. And when he first started requesting pictures like years and years and years ago, I was like, dude, are you sure? You sure you want to see like all the cool shit I'm doing and eating and loving and just thriving? And
Dude,
then I realized like, yes, he needs to see this. He needs to see me living my best life so he can live his best life through me.
My mom does that. It's like she doesn't leave the house or do anything, but if she is fed enough photos, then she can be there energetically.
Yeah.
Disembodied, which is the dream life for her.
Yes.
So she's in her own kind of prison.
I mean, a lot of people would separate from their bodies if given the option.
Which is sad. Yeah.
Yeah, it bums me out because I feel like my bodily experience has been so positive, but I know that it's not as common as...
Our culture rejects the body on almost every fucking level. That's crazy.
Right.
You're not supposed to enjoy it. You're not supposed to like it. You're supposed to use it as an instrument for profit for doctors, medicine.
Yeah, or there's like, oh shit, I just got bank foomed. No.
It's above us. It's above us.
How come I never noticed that robot titty before?
I picked out that light going like, this is just a big tit.
Robot milk.
Robot milk tastes like lithium.
Robot milk. I need tungsten. Fuck.
Shit.
Separate from
You
your body.
just got dribbled on by the robot tit. Separation from your body. Culture uses your body as an instrument
like
of profit.
so many expectations on how your body should be makes you kind of like self-hate it, you know? You're like, oh, my body's never good enough. My body can't, do these things. It doesn't look this way. So you get frustrated and you reject your body. But your body is like
a wonderland.
All you have.
It is all you have.
That's all you have. That's your tool to experience the world. So just live it up. Make the best of it. Period. On God. No cap. Full stop. Send it. Full send.
I often dream the RoboCop life, hence the RoboCop tattoo of just like, I think it was mostly when you had like period cramps. You're like, for real?
Yeah.
I want to dissociate from pain. But what if we were raised in a culture that embraced pain or had maybe other methods of dealing with pain? That
Did you glance at that email I forwarded you?
No.
I've been looking at this dude's writings. He's called the Bad Guru.
He's called. We call him.
He is known in our culture as Bad Guru.
Bad Guru. So it's for the New York Times, or what was it?
No, I think it's his own Substack newsletter kind of thing. But did you see about the streamer, like gamers, who said they were going to give away some PS5s or some game stations in Times Square, and it like caused a riot to break out, and it was like crazy.
Oh, I just want to buy it. I'm like, here's your little
like
PS5.
All these teenagers just like descended on this one spot, and it was nuts. So this article, or this sort of this piece that he wrote, was about how if the youth doesn't have like specific rites of initiation or like
Yes.
transition, or like the growing up, what are they called, like when you go on a walkabout,
Or a pilgrimage, like
yeah, sort of like rites of initiation
like the
into
Amish.
adulthood.
The Amish, you're allowed to go smoke a bunch of fucking meth, and if you hate it, you can come back.
For
Or you
real?
can- yeah.
I didn't know.
Yeah. That has a specific name.
It's always meth.
They just end up, because they're in rural parts
right.
of Minnesota or Pennsylvania. It's just,
Yeah.
they've never seen a tit or whatever, and then they just go fucking full-blown party.
And then they come back or not.
Yeah.
That's cool. I think there should have...
Rumspringa.
Oh, Rumspringa. I've heard that word
Rumspringa.
before.
Pennsylvania Dutch, also known as running around.
Hell yeah. You gotta sow your wild oats before you can come back and commit to the long haul and all.
Yeah, in my paradigm, you do a massive dose of psilocybin surrounded by elders
Yes.
and see what comes up or
So
doesn't.
rites, rituals of that's sort of expression of you were once a child, you will soon be an adult, you are something in between now, and here's what you should focus on, here's what you should do to work out all of those scary emotions that are just pile driving you.
I was just talking about this yesterday. I can't get over the hands-off parenting. Like, we were all just floating, and our parents were like, okay, there's mac and cheese in the fridge. There's no influence, and I understand that not every teenager is going to want to listen to their parents or whatever, but to be totally let go of the fucking wheel on every sense of the
It's
word.
wild
like
to think
so
of my
crazy.
little self just being left to her own devices. Like, no wonder I did weird shit with dolls. Like,
Dude,
well,
did your parents ever want to hang out? Like, I was alone from 15
No.
until, well, I left the house at 16, but it was like 14 to 16. I was
yeah,
just alone.
there was the odd moment where we would like eat and watch TV together.
The strange.
Eating on the couch and watching TV was how you spend time together.
Yeah.
Otherwise, everybody's kind of up to their own biz.
We need to bring the Rumspringa, not necessarily like the Rumspringa where you live a really conservative life, free from fun, and then go have fun and see what you want to do, but more of like an initiation or...
Right.
Did anybody get hurt in this massive PS5 descent?
I think a couple people got hurt, a bunch of people got arrested, but I guess Alex Ebert's Bad Guru's point was that if you don't have these rites of initiation, rites of passage, then the youth will make them up themselves. Like, there's a video, of course there's tons of video footage from what happened.
Was this recently?
Yeah, I think it was in the last few weeks. There was a video of like one of those fat squat traffic cones, not the cones, but like the big
Barrels?
Yeah, the barrels. It was just like this mob of young men just like beating it and kicking it, like everybody around it just wailing on this inanimate object.
To have been there, been like,
but that is what they need. They need some kind of communal activity that gives them an identity, as opposed to them just like scraping an identity out of Reddit or something.
go sign up for the Air Force.
No, I don't want them to have to risk their lives.
No. That's their initiation is into the military. That's where, which I've always thought, man, it's like the military could be such a cool thing where you learn how to fix airplanes and cook and sew and fight, but not for war. But then there would be no money in that.
Well,
so.
I think there is a certain degree of honor in serving your country.
Sure, yeah, of
But
course.
as you like realize the things that your behaviors are associated with, like things that are happening
Until it's time to like
other countries,
ship out. Yeah, then
like,
it's
oh,
like,
shit,
oh,
I have to
wait.
do what?
You want me to point the gun at who? I don't know them. I don't know them. I'm in their country.
All of the moral qualms that come along with
Just
fucking
killing
waging
strangers.
war. Yeah.
You mean being pawns for really rich people?
But yeah, I mean, it's complex, like
Here
everything
they come.
else.
They're coming for us. You can
They
hear
heard
'em.
us. They're our broadcast. Murphy, go get the gun. Go get the gun, you little potato.
Go get the fucking gun, Murph.
Most of my people, a bunch of my uncles, my cousins, both my grandfathers, grandfathers. I have a long military tradition in my family.
Me too.
And I feel bad for sometimes I feel bad for not having kids because my lineage has gotten this far, and now I'm like, bye. That's it. This is it. All your work led up to this moment. I hope you're happy.
I almost signed up, but I was just like, I can't fight your dumb wars. If the rich politicians and the people voting and the people making decisions were the first line of attack, oh fuck yeah, I'll stand behind you. Oh, you're putting the poorest. Oh, okay. No, I won't do that. That seems
System of a
wrong.
Down. Why don't presidents fight the war? Why do we always send the poor? It's effed. I was thinking about that the other day when I was driving, because I don't listen to the radio or anything. I'm just like, huh. I wonder. I'm just like thinking out aloud to myself. I was thinking like, how can you possibly believe that someone's life has more value than someone else's? And it's like all the different ways that we value people as individuals, and how like, just for example, if you come from wealth or like you come from a sort of place of status,
I instantly want to pee on you.
Then you think that people who have not achieved that status are somehow less, or like maybe people who don't have a car are like less, or people who like.
It's so weird now because it's like, I don't see that, and I know you don't prescribe to that either, because it's like we live in the age of the super billionaire where it's like it's not even
It's
just
unfathomable.
There's no middle class or upper middle class or even like above the upper middle class. There's just like righteous insane. My vision's skewed because in Texas I have been to some mansions and they work for the church. So I have a really distorted sense that I'm sure there are cities that are different, and there are, upper crusts of people who are working hard. But here I'm like, oh, you just speak into a microphone. Oh, that's interesting. And you don't pay taxes on anything. All right, I see what's going
that
on
must
here.
be nice. That is nice. When does Q2 start? Wait, Q3?
Wait.
I have to pay my quarterly taxes. It's on my calendar. I don't think I'll forget. I have not been making very much money these last few months, but hopefully we'll have a nice lucrative fall season. I've thought about doing a video where I like post what I made last year, like my AGI, adjusted gross income, and then just talk about how I am rich in joy and I'm rich in experiences.
Do you have a small little gelatinous tear running down your face?
That'd be really funny. I don't know. I am really fucking happy.
Teresa says, how do we bypass getting used by the ruling class? I don't know. I'm at this really hard stage of my adult life where you were talking about driving down the road and you're just looking at stuff and there's no music. There's no salve between you and the harsh reality. And in this pregnancy, it has just been full fucking force all the fucking time. And my existential, holistic, detrimental mindset has really taken over, and I've just kind of learned to embrace it. And this is who I am, and this is the stuff that I think about. But isn't
it exacerbated by your pregnant state?
Yes, because I can't eat the things that I want to eat. I can't drink the things I want to drink, so I just sit quietly in a room. I've started meditating as Ruby's like screaming. She's like, oh, this is all I have. I put my mask on and I sit there. I told my therapist that. She was like, have you thought about watching TV? I'm like, no.
Everything
no.
I watch on TV is tragic and unfortunate.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, you
That's
mean another documentary
that's exactly what
about how the
happened.
world is fucked?
I tried putting on a movie last night. I just like switched to unsolved cases of depression.
You need to watch Barbie or some drivel. You need to load your brain with drivel. It's the only salve that our society has for you in your state.
But a constant and perpetual, what do we want to call this? Cerebral chewing gum, but it's stale and it hurts. So it's it's a chore more than it is a
Something
pastime.
you should have long spit out.
How to bypass the ruling class? I don't know. It's like it almost has to critically fail. And
All the strikes that are happening, does that have any factor into it?
that's a good start. There's some like Instagram reels exposing how Blackstone owns CNN and Fox News, and they own Pfizer, and they own Moderna. And then like I like the transparency route when you start seeing who controls.
Yeah. Oh,
And
your
who
idea
has
of
all the money?
transparency is amazing. It would change the world, but nobody would comply.
But I think people sit that and they watch it in horror. And because we've reached a point, is it BlackRock? Yeah.
Blackstone, you said
I
first?
keep wanting to say Blackstone, but that's not it. But then I erase it out of my it's gotta be BlackRock. What did I say?
Blackstone.
BlackRock Investment.
BlackRock. And if you're watching this now, BlackRock, we'll take investments in our own company.
They own the house.
kidding.
They've purchased a lot of houses in this area that are vacant to drive. You know, we've reached a point where late stage capitalism has created privatized people who you cannot fight against. They're so big, they're so rich, they're so powerful. But to me, I'm like, okay, well, this is the new king that would have rallied us. How many? 300 years ago? Almost 400 years ago?
While ago.
And we would get out the guillotines and then the problem would be very solved. But there's so much vice in between, like the lasagna layers of comfort and dopamine and also the complexities of life that you
Do you
have
mean
to
like
deal with.
achieving that end of overthrowing the tyrannical powers?
Yeah, it's like, oh, this is easy. We'll just uprise and murder you. That's how we used to do it. But now, like...
That's what our government was supposed to afford us the opportunity to do. But then the people who, like, go to that solution first are like, no, not you guys. We don't want you guys to... What? What do you guys want to do? No.
Democracy, yeah. It's like every time, like, I deeply always want to dip a toe into the notions in which the country was based on and what the founding fathers and the philosophies of that. And then I do, and I'm like, oh God, we're not anywhere near this anymore. This was always supposed to be for the blue collar worker, the mailman. We were always supposed to be in charge, and they were always trying to set that up for us. And then it was quickly like, no, you're not a person, and you're not a person, and you're not a person. But the original thought was like, no, the people always have the power, and they knew that that was really important. And it's why we fled in the first place. But it was like so quickly, it's like, no, you don't get to learn about that. No. It's about
like why is like
white
guaranteeing all white men who own land will have
that
rights.
quickly just
You have to take rights from everybody else. Like, oh, you don't own anything, you don't get any rights. Oh, you have a vagina, you don't get any rights. Oh, you have darker skin, you don't get any rights. Like, that's not of the people.
No. Like I said, it was quickly like, like
if you romanticize it, it's like, oh, these lofty like we envision everyone is equal and has an equal opportunity to achieve happiness, but it was never quite like that.
Monaro says the Romans had it all figured out already. Give the people bread and games. This principle did not change in thousands of years of humanity history. Right. It's like
bread, games, and beer.
Well, and I always think anything that is a squabbling match on social media is totally psyops. Oh, I mean, counterintelligence. Sorry, is that what they call it? You know, it's just flicking these like explosions of bullshit. No one's mad about gender. Like, if you turn all this shit off and you just walk to the store, no one's mad. Like, but I'm like, oh, this is 100% a psyops thing where it's just like, let's douse the flame.
Yeah,
in
you have to
fuel
keep
and-
all of the poor people mad at each other.
and I'm like,
for shallow reasons that don't even exist, and then they won't realize that the people who are really oppressing them are right over their heads.
there was a fucking funny meme. It was like some breaking news. I'm gonna fuck it up. Ariana Grande sets Instagram to private, and somebody was like, "There's a slave sex trade happening in Liberia right now." But it's just like, but then when you trace back to see who owns the news, it's just two companies. I mean, it's like not even.
It's like people are sitting on a couch and they're watching TV, and one of their heads starts to turn to look out the window, and then someone's like, "Hey, watch that TV!
Yeah.
Don't you dare turn away from that TV!" It's insidious. What can we do?
I don't know.
We have to go outside and play.
Yeah, I think
We have to go
a big
outside and
key
play.
is just turning off a lot of stuff.
It's like making pizza dough by hand and like making a pizza and then sitting down and, sitting across from someone that you love and being like, this is good pizza and I love you and you survived another day on Earth.
I've also been watching like this may sound really insensitive, but watching things burn right now, I'm like, yeah, it's, stuff is on fire and it's hot out and everything's burning. For real? Like, for fucking real? Like, I'm like lighting a cigar. We're like, yeah, this is what you all wanted. Like, why would anything be different? No one has done anything. Oh,
Wait,
poor
but whose job
mansions-
is it?
Poor mansions on Maui. I don't know.
It's everybody's job. If it's everybody's job and it's nobody's job, then it'll never get done.
I went to Aaron and I was like, Aaron, can we talk? And he's like, no, Whitney, I don't want to think about it. He's like, I try not to think about, because you know how smart he is, but he just like, he won't allow himself to kind of go over that. But he was saying, he's like, there has to be cooperation, in which there is none, not even in this country. It's extremely divisive. And so a fucking bank pooper, I can feel like a looming, like Independence Day UFO coming.
You're talking to Aaron. He's so smart. He has to stay distracted from the depressing truth of it. The depressing truth of the situation.
Of just like the permanent changes in climate that have happened, and it's and everybody's upset or shocked, or it's like starting GoFundMes, and I'm like,
for what? What are their GoFundMes for?
I don't know, for the people who lost their shit, I guess. And I'm just like, but here's another background information to my I don't know, heartless opinion and kind of joyful glee as I watch everybody's mansion burn. I've been watching a shit ton of fucking weather documentaries and just like devastating, tsunamis, and it's like, yeah, humans were like, oh, this looks great. There was one, it's one of the worst volcanic explosions ever. It's on a tiny island in the Maldives or off of there.
Is that Krakatoa?
No. Krakatoa. Did you know?
I barely know. Wait, what's Krakatoa?
But they didn't think it was a volcano. So there was like a big city underneath it. It was the biggest explosion ever recorded in history.
Was it during the 19th century?
Yes.
Oh, was
maybe-
it the one that caused the cold summer of 18 whatever, and then Mary Shelley
It was
wrote
more
Frankenstein?
It was more recent than that. But yes, it completely altered the world. Like every continent moved 2 centimeters or something. It was so massive. But it's like, humans just building
Krakatoa is
shit.
a caldera in Indonesia. I don't know if that's the one you're talking about.
Nope.
Anyway, sorry.
But I'm just like, this is what we do. We build where we shouldn't, and then Mother Nature does something insane, and then we go, oh no, and then a lot of people die, and
Well, I think our lifespans are short enough to where we can be like, well, it'll work until it doesn't.
yeah.
Let's just do it now, and it'll work until it doesn't, and then when it stops working, we'll just do it differently the next time. Because there's so many ancient cities around the world that still exist, but you would never like look at them and think this was once an ancient city, because you just build on top of it. You know, like everything in Rome, like there's still ruins in Rome, of course, that harken back to ancient times, but for the most part, it's like, oh, this is a metropolis. This is just like a city where a bunch of people live. Because people will just fucking build new.
Ooh! Thank you for saying that. I had a crazy fucking dream. I was watching... I'm starting to get a glimpse at myself when I speak out loud.
I want to get you a dry erase board. Will you be able to write your stuff on that?
Will you make it the size of this entryway?
Yeah, and like a force field. Sometimes it's on and sometimes it's off.
I was watching, it was just like serial killers you'd never heard of, and they were talking about...
I don't watch anything like that ever. Please go on. You would not catch me watching something
It's
like that.
bad. It's so bad.
A lot of people listen to like true crime podcasts and stuff. Like, not me.
But it was like
Go
they were
on.
kind of doing like a psychological deep dive and talking about how many Americans there were, and there was this crazy thought that popped into my head. It was like, you guys are on sacrificial grounds.
Oh.
It's not something you'll ever understand.
Uh-huh.
But the
Is it
Aztecs,
similar principle as the ley lines?
But the Aztecs knew what they were fucking doing. And you don't get it. And now it bubbles up in random weird dudes who are murdering 40 people, playing in their blood.
So like both the Americas, not just
Both the Americas.
Centrale.
And that night I had crazy dreams. My dreams have been like stressful or mundane recently, so this was a nice reprieve. And Sarah, my metaphysical
Mother
teacher, she in the dream, this was just a small blip of a very information dense dream. She's like, Whitney, come here, I need to anoint you. And I was like, okay, with what? And she's like, she's like, it's that ancient, she had a different name for it, but I understood it as Aztec, Mayan, Mexican, Olmec, that whole swath of different tribes. She's like, I'm going to anoint you with this energy. Don't fuck with it. And I was like, I don't even know how to fuck with it.
Yeah.
She's like, look, a little goes a long way. And I was like, okay. I don't know what any of this means. And she hands me this teeny tiny, like stick-on earrings from the 90s.
Cute.
Like little tiny stickers. It was a little teeny, like, iridescent dark blue.
Oh.
And I was like, okay, now what? And she's like, come here. Like, she's bothered by my present. And she puts it right here, and I go, ooh.
Ooh, like a bindi?
Yeah.
That's
And then the
cool.
dream continued on being just like insane and having nothing to do with that. I told her about that dream. I saw her on Sunday. She's like, Ted. Ted is like a shamanic teacher. Cool old guy. He apparently, she's like, I was anointing him in his dream the other
For
day.
real?
Yeah. She was like, what day was this? And I was like, I counted back. She's like, yeah. She's like, yeah, but she's like, I had to taste it first to make sure it wasn't poison before I gave it to him. And I was like, man, we should all like be exchanging dreams of when.
You should have a chat room that people just constantly.
Dude, a chat room.
You just be like, oh, I just woke up from this crazy dream. You were there. And they'll be like, oh, I was just dreaming that too.
Yeah, Dream Sarah's just going around booping from consciousness.
She must be a
bubble.
powerful entity.
She says she prays every night before she goes to sleep. She go do work. Like Dream Sarah needs to go be wherever she needs to be.
How come she doesn't need to rest?
Dream Sarah? I don't
Dream
know.
Sarah.
Do they need rest? Do they rest while we're awake?
What are they?
What are they? Who are they? Dude,
How do they fit into
Did you ever
physics?
fuck with chat rooms?
Dude, yes. Did you ever do chat roulette?
What was the other one that wasn't chat roulette?
Oh, I don't remember the name.
Oh my god, dude. Adam and I, so we'd bait them. So it would just be me in a dark room, and then I'd flip the light on and Adam would be mooning the camera, and I'd turn it off and they'd be like, what was that? I'm like, I don't know.
Is there a ghost behind me?
There was luckily never any jerking it or like naked stuff happening.
On chat roulette,
Was
you
it
would
chat-
see.
Was it chat roulette? Would you hit a button and it would just...
Yeah, you just get a different, and usually
Maybe
it'd be a
that was it.
dude with his junk in his hand. You'd be like,
Oh,
all right,
wait, I never saw any
thanks.
junk though.
Thank you. You like yourself? Is this what makes you proud to be you?
They get off on it.
What if there's a little kid on the line, you fuckface?
Oh, Michael, no. What's another one? I'm talking like 2008 or 9. I met my first boyfriend in a Blink-182 chat room.
Oh!
Dude, I never understood chat rooms.
Was it
People
Tom
were always
DeLonge?
saying shit. Yeah, I dated Tom DeLonge.
I'll pick you up for our very first date.
Dude, memories with dial-up, and my mom was like addicted to being on the phone. She'd get so fucking pissed. I was like a wizard too at canceling and managing AOL subscriptions so that I could just have this never-ending access to the internet.
You're like walking down the street to the bus and like, oh, another disc.
Yeah,
Like,
remember they were everywhere.
upload
Those, like,
AOL to
free
your computer again.
DVD.
It was on a compact disc. And before that we had floppy disk. What can you put on a floppy disk? Like one picture? Like half a song?
I don't
What does
even
it
know
even
what the
hold?
average... It's obsolete now.
But I like the idea of holding them. They're like cassette tapes, you know? I like that black plastic.
Like the black plastic.
I like that black plastic. It reminds me of rewinding videos to take back to the video store.
Remember my grandparents had, it was like a car and you put the VHS in the trunk and then you would hold it down. You'd close the trunk.
That's amazing.
And it looked just like the car that they drove, which always really confused
That
me as
is
a kid.
so cool.
It's like, wait, is this... Did you get this where you got the car? Like that
Did this
weird
come with
kid
the car? Wait, no, Mama. Did this come with your car?
I can already tell, like Ruby's... Yesterday, there was some complicated car swapping going on.
Oh yeah, what did you guys...
And
What was the car?
some sedan. Some...
Oh, you had rented a core?
Yeah.
Heard.
And Ruby was like, okay, so wait, Papa's going to work, but how's he going to get there? I was like, what do you mean? She's like, well, is somebody going to pick him up and drive him to work? And I was like, you're 3. Like, you need to know the logistics of, like, we're not even on that timeline or following Dad anywhere. Like, we're on our own timeline.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, she hangs out with you two all the time.
Yeah,
and you guys
sorry.
are always talking about how to best achieve the next thing. And so she's on that train with you.
I know, she's on we wake up, she's like, do you want to go to that coffee shop? That place that has really good donuts. And I'm like, oh shit, it's too late. Like,
It's done.
it's too late.
Done.
She wants to go out on the town. Like, she wants to go hang out.
She is your kid.
Because she also likes to drink coffee, so she wants to go somewhere where I'm not drinking. Just, she wants a nice latte.
She wants the good stuff. She's always going to want the good stuff because you want the good stuff.
Oops.
Oopsies. My kid's too self-aware.
I look at Lucas sometimes and I'm like, why did we do that? Oops.
Nah, she's good.
She'll be good. Yeah, we just gotta funnel it properly.
Absolutely. Just start throwing activities at her. See what sticks.
Put her in taekwondo.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if she'd be into that.
Yeah, and I thought about it. I was like, I don't know if she would want the violent bit.
Maybe the dancing bit.
Dancing bit is amazing. Gymnastic bit. Although I guess there's always potentiality of someone who's supposed to care and foster your kid to do the opposite. And if I had a kid, that would be my worry. Who's going to take advantage of my kid? And how am I going to murder them?
Erica sends me this shit. Like, this dad never let his kid go to a sleepover. His daughter.
Because he was afraid that she would get hurt.
Get molested or whatever. And I was like, oh man, I've been a part of that. Like, yeah, fuck, you're not allowed. But I was like, okay, how do I teach you to be self-defense? Like, look, if somebody fucking comes and fucks with you in your sleep, you need to flip the lights on and bite their neck and scream and call the cop. Like, no, I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
It's
well,
like
I feel like she's already on the right track because she tells you everything that's happening.
Yes.
That's a very good first step.
I'm also like, oh, if I have 3 daughters, we're all going to the gun range at an early age. You're all going to be versed in what weapons you're carrying. Like, I don't want you to ever be afraid.
Right.
To go anywhere or hide or feel defenseless.
But vigilant.
Vigilant. Yeah.
Like Xena, warrior princess. Sometimes I walk around, like I catch myself like standing real tall, like walking real tall, and I'm like, damn, I am Xena, warrior princess.
Damn, this is what it's like to have all my chakras aligned.
Whoa, I am
standing up straight,
amazing and capable of anything I want to do. Fucking Xena.
Dude, speaking of Xena, we have officially started writing a cookbook. Oh. And what's really cool, so Aaron did Aaron bring this up? Did you bring this up? I don't know who initiated it.
It was almost like at the same time that we were both like, cookbook time right now?
What is so cool about this is we have all of the information already. So Aaron has a tome of recipes. You have your recipes that you guys have been teaching for years. So all the work's been done. So now it's just the fucking fun part, which is laying it out, taking pictures, having fun, and getting it printed. So I think that's going to be... then Megan, I heard, for the first time ever, I heard Megan getting a boner. I could just hear it. Just in the polyester, just like slowly creeping up. Because Aaron was saying, he's like, you need to check for grammatical spelling errors. And then Megan just shot a load into the moon. Because that's like her fucking jam.
You want me to do what?
She's like humping the air after she's finished. I'm like, yeah.
Thank you so much.
It really combines because so Aaron his background's in chemical engineering, and then he turned chef because he fucking hated science. Or he loves science. He likes food science. So you've got brains, and then you've got me. It's like, I love laying out stuff and picking fonts, and it's like, I've worked for a lot of different graphic design stuff, so I'm like ready for it. You are the whimsical writer. You went to culinary school with the mindset that you're going to become a food writer. So it's almost like Captain Planet, like swing.
It's such a sick trio. It always blows my dick out of the water. I can't believe that I'm so lucky to have met y'all two.
Imagine if we didn't meet.
I was telling David the other day that like I have self-worth and I believe that I could accomplish anything I want. But that said, if I didn't have Aaron and his like drive to create this business and stuff, I wouldn't have my like own business savvy admin Megan part. And if I didn't have you in your ambitious video life and like, yeah, I'll record your video, like, yeah, I'll like your creative support, then I wouldn't be doing that either.
No, there was definitely some plate tectonic shifts of of force when all three of us came together, because Aaron wouldn't have quit if I didn't tell him to quit Otoko.
Right.
You know, it's all very...
And I wouldn't even know you if I hadn't gone to culinary school and met Aaron.
No. So I don't know.
It's crazy. I fucking love it.
We're meeting every Monday. I personally don't think it's going to take very long. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of...
But probably not done by Christmas, right?
No. No, definitely not done by Christmas. But I'm thinking, like, it will be done within a year. I don't think it'll take longer than that.
Cool. I wonder what happened with the shirts he was going to order. Off topic. Sorry, off topic.
Off topic. It's Aaron. He's like me. It's like, oh, okay, I'll do that next time.
Yeah. Woo! We have a... So instead, on Thursday, instead of any of my classes getting booked, we booked a 17-person pad thai. So I'm going to go help Aaron with that instead of teaching a class myself.
Tell us how you really feel, Megan.
No, I want to be supportive in every way I can. And then
he also has, in my opinion, the unbalanced people pleaser classes. He's just teaching stuff that he knows that people want. That's all Aaron teaches.
Oh, yeah.
Versus you are the extreme opposite. You only want to teach the stuff that you feel passionate about or really love.
Oh, true.
So it's like a lot of people book, to me, it's like cheeseburger mac and cheese class, you know, it's like
right.
Versus the more esoteric niche ones.
Yeah, I don't really feel comfortable teaching something that I don't really know personally. Like, I don't really have a lot of experience with personally.
And that's where Aaron steps in as the...
He's like, yeah.
As the male moneymaker goes, I'll fucking figure it out.
Yeah. I totally admire him for that. It's amazing.
I think if we, I hate to say it, legitimately put a cupcake decoration class. It sucks. But I'm like, God, women would cream their cerebral panties if we did it.
Meanwhile, I'm like, I want to do a summer camp for kids. It won't be very lucrative, but it'll be so fun, and we'll teach the kids how to make food.
Dude, you'd be booked. You would be booked.
But I'd be poor.
I know.
Poor and happy.
It's a trade-off. But it's like, oh my God, imagine this. Succulent Cupcakes 101. It's just like, oh, dude, that shit, like, I just know in my heart. It was like, oh, I could buy a Lamborghini in a month. It's like, just, that's what people want to fucking do.
I understand. If you guys are there, I'll do it. But if I'm alone,
Megan shows
I'm not
up
doing
dressed
it.
as like a widow, like with the black veil and
Like,
the black
hey,
ball
you guys
gown.
ready to fucking decorate cupcakes
Okay,
or some
so
shit?
the succulent, so
I
we're
got
gonna use
some
green.
I got some googly eyes, so you can at least make it exciting. You know how to do a spider web? I could show you. Here, this looks like blood. Let's use this.
I'm a little bummed we decided not. We have a big Halloween party every year.
the candy bars.
Aaron wanted to do candy bars, and I went swing because Aaron is a goddess of desserts. He made this chocolate pie.
Oh, what?
He sent me home with chocolate pie, and he's like, "Do you have heavy whipping cream?" And I was like, "No." And he sent me home with heavy whipping cream. He's like, "You need to make homemade frosting or whipped cream with this." And I was like, "Okay, yeah." And he was like, he's a little always self-conscious about his desserts.
Yeah, he was like, this wasn't quite.
He said it was too savory, and I'm like, bitch, what are you fucking talking about? Like, I want to meet him with feedback, right? I don't want to worship everything you eat or everything you make, but Aaron,
that pie was perfect. That pie,
it wasn't too sweet, it wasn't too savory.
I ate it 3 days after he made it, and it was perfect. The crust was
fucking nutty.
It was perfectly browned and crisp and buttery
and just to give you, I walked in to Aaron, sweet Aaron, just torching the fuck out of like the whipped cream, and I was like, where am I right now?
Yeah, is this him?
Yeah. Looks kind of like what is it, a baked Alaskan?
Yes, it does look like a baked Alaskan.
Okay, Nick, how much are those summer camps? I'll help you do kids' summer camps.
I think that'd be really fun.
I think it would be, it's not summer anymore, but we could do weekend.
Yeah, I thought of it in like June. I was like, oops, too late.
Especially stuff where it is like pizza or sushi, like stuff that they're kind of throwing together.
Absolutely. Like they come for 5 days. They come back every day for 5 days. And we'll do a different cuisine every day. We'll do some different garden activity every day. We'll look at the bees. We'll look at the chickens. It's going to be amazing. And maybe we can do an early summer session and a late summer session or something.
That sounds like a cash cow to me.
Let's figure it out.
Because I pay $180 a week for Ruby. That's 3 days.
Oh, shit. And how long during the day? 2 hours?
She's there from 9 to 1, but if you made it...
I think that's doable.
Yeah, because you got to set up, settle down, get into it, and then wrap up. It's like breaking that into 3 segments would be easy.
But every time you compare it to teaching classes, it's not worth it. Because classes are 2 hours, you know?
But do it for pick an age,
Yeah.
4 to 8. And then do it for 2-3 hours. Do it 3 hours. That way it's like we can spend some time doing a craft or taking pictures in front of like a fun thing. It doesn't all have to be total cooking.
Let's put a pin in it.
I'm down to help you do that.
That would be really fun. I think we should do that. And then if we're in town in July of next year, we can do our Independence Day party.
What were we going to do? Cheeseburgers,
we were gonna do
milkshakes.
Cheeseburgers, boozy milkshakes, French fries. Maybe tater tots.
Both.
Probably both. And we were going to get a big screen and a projector and just play Independence Day. That would be fun.
The hype is the hard part. But yeah, getting people hyped up is the hard part. Get people hyped up. Dude, I'm on a food train right now. I'm making Chinese food tonight. Need to go get red miso, black vinegar, and then what's the bean paste called? Tianmenjia. And then I need to get, what kind of noodle should I get?
Like a lo mein noodle.
Like a fresh one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have like that whole fridge.
Oh, dude, when you find a good noodle section, because it shits. It shits on boxed Asian noodles in every sense of the word.
And it's right across from the Peking ducks that they have hanging in the thing.
I've never had Peking duck. Have you?
Yes, it is delicious. The skin is crispy.
Oof.
And
Crispy
my
poultry
favorite
skin.
way to eat it, probably the traditional way to eat it, is with those steamed buns.
I was just looking up because I was like, what if I make pork buns, like steamed pork buns?
Yeah.
How do I steam them? Like put them on top of a...
Do you have a steamer?
No.
You could make a steamer rig. Do you have a...
Do they have steamers at 99 Ranch?
Yeah. You can just buy a steamer.
Ooh. I want to do a dumpling and cocktail class because apparently that's the #1 class in Australia. But he makes... she told us how much he made.
Like $50,000 a month.
I think it was 50 a quarter. He makes 50
yeah,
grand
that's fine too.
every quarter. And she showed me his menu and I was like, you're making sake martinis and dumplings?
What does the venue look like? That's what I want to know.
I think they do it at a restaurant.
Okay.
I think
So you've got like 20 or 30 people every session.
Yeah, and then you've got a massive space. But I was like, Lucas, devastating news, does not get paternity leave. Which means, I don't know. I'm just going to have to figure it out like every other American.
I'll be here. The baby can lay on me sometime.
It's gonna fucking suck. Anyways, sorry. Don't go down
Wait,
the American
we need to go.
healthcare system. What was I talking about? I was talking about something fun and happy.
Dumplings.
Dumplings. So we're gonna do a dumpling.
Dumplings.
So we're gonna do a dumpling rubbish cook, because you've made dumplings. Where did you learn?
I made them in culinary school.
Fuck yeah.
My final project in our class unit called Cuisines Across Cultures was steamed char siu pork bun. Like, I made the dough and I made like a proof box out of one of those styrofoam coolers from Fiesta, and the like Chinese barbecue sauce that was in the middle of the bun with the pork was fucking nuts.
Dude, okay, so wait. I want to steam some shit at my house. The steamer, like the bamboo ones?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you should get that. I have a tiny one. Do you want to borrow it?
I want a big one.
Yeah, you should get a big one.
Put stuff in there.
You need a pan that it fits into. Aaron usually puts it in the, you know, like the Le Creuset, the blue one that's shallow and has two handles? Like that.
And so you just put water in that, and then it's a double decker.
Yeah.
So you put the raw food on top.
Yes, but you usually need to put the dumplings on like a piece of parchment paper or a piece of cabbage so they don't stick to the steamer itself. Logistics that we can go over when we do dumplings together.
We're going to do a dumpling rubbish cook. You're going to teach me how to take massive dumps, and then we're going to make dumplings.
And we need the black vinegar for the dipping sauce.
And we need the black vinegar, which I'm going to get today for the black dipping sauce. Yeah, like the Chinese food culture has already like wafted into my brain space, because I was like, that's what we're fucking having for dinner.
There's
like,
so much.
Well,
There's
yeah,
so
and it's
much.
like, why don't, like, how long does miso last? 6 months in the fridge. It's like something you should just always have on hand.
1,000%.
Because I'd love to launch that class, and it'd be a fun dual one too. Because like I envision, like, what if we got 15 people to fucking book it
3 times a week?
Cosmic Habit Force, we need that right now. You and me,
3 times a week. 15 to 20 people. 11 a.m.
2 cocktails, 2 types of dumplings.
Yeah, we could do 2. We could do pot stickers that are fried, and we could do a steamed one. We can do different folds too.
You know, do you know the soup dumpling fold? Like the little pouchy one?
I've practiced it. I have.
I know, it's going to take us a while too. I figure everybody we know will be eating dumplings
if there is
for a
any
while.
endeavor that is worth our attention and practice, it is this. We can master it.
I fucking love I could eat dumplings every fucking day and just...
I love dumplings 1,000,000,000%. You're going to 99 today?
Yeah, why?
When?
Whenever.
Let's
you
go.
wanna
Can I go with you?
Yeah.
Can I go too? I want to get a bag of dumplings.
There's a dumpling spot right there too.
Steamies.
Have you ever had their dumplings?
Yes. The first time I got it, Janet got me a gift certificate to Steamies. I was like, what is Steamies? But it's delicious. It's like frozen soup dumplings that you steam yourself. They're so good. They were the first ones that I made that black vinegar, soy sauce, sugar dumpling
I also
sauce.
like, we've got the wrong soy sauce and I hate it.
What do you have, Kikkoman?
No.
La Choy?
No. Aminos.
What? Like Bragg's?
Yeah.
That ain't soy sauce.
I know. And it's got a very specific tinge of flavor, and I'm just like,
I think
I need our
I want to be snobby and say you should go to Asahi and get Usakuchi.
Do they still have black sesame soft serve?
Do they have soft serve there?
Do they have black sesame soft serve?
I don't remember if they have soft serve, but I love their onigiri.
Sorry guys, I'm a pregnant lady. I had to take this to the food realm. I feel slightly better. I feel a little depressed. Just, this is a going over of what we've talked about on the pod, but it's like where we're at right now, we could use transparency and joke about it maybe in comedy. But here's the thing, like, the burden of the consumer is you can't change anything. You have to hold companies accountable, and You have to be active.
You don't think boycotts work?
No. I don't think you could get enough people on board to make a... If you got enough people on board to make a dent, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Nothing gets... Yeah, I don't know. I
think it takes a certain stubborn mindset where you're like, I don't fucking care if it makes any difference at all. I am not shopping at Shine. I am not shopping at Cider. I am not supporting these systems that are destroying our planet and people's lives. I'm just not doing it. You guys can, but I'm gonna buy shit that comes secondhand and is washed of all sin.
See, that would work, but it doesn't work for me because I know that I'm not making a difference.
True.
And it doesn't make me feel better because I still get so like caught up on the it's like a tidal wave, and it's so hard to... I just want to cut the head off of the bird. Like, I can't. It's the only way.
Yeah.
It's the only way.
Yeah, and then what can we do? Just like make fun of people who are like susceptible to that type of marketing, and they're like, this is cute, I want to get it. It's like, think about it. You do not want to support this system of blah 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 yada yada yada, and they're like, I want to look cute. So ever heard of it?
What's the Discord's opinion? How do you create a wave of change in a culture? You have to get it to the right...
I've been doing it with Rubbish Cook. That's what I believe. Like, I have to live out what I preach. Practice what I preach. But Rubbish Cook has always been my, like... Because when I was in high school, I was the president of the Student Environmental Action League. And we would, like, go clean up shit and, like...
If you got together people in Austin to, like...
to do cleanups?
I would love to do that. Even this creek down here is just destroyed. And
Anytime. But, like, I've done it by myself before. And I always get approached by people who, like, want to, like, figure out what I'm doing or, like, ask me to go get a drink. And I'm like, can you just leave me alone? I'm trying to pick up trash in my neighborhood.
You're a single female wandering by herself, so clearly you are...
Yeah, where are your
kids? Be approached.
Don't you have any kids you should be taking care of? Shouldn't you be cooking dinner for your husband?
I get hit on when I have kids.
I'm picking up trash!
With me. It's annoying. It's...
Yeah.
HEB, damn, you look good. I'm like... I'm glad that you think that. Thanks for your idiot comment.
There was 4 beautiful women who were at the ice cream spot that I went to the other night because I had a sweet tooth.
Shut the fuck up for 1 fucking second.
You were in clean.
No. Did you for real get coffee miso with torched marshmallow?
Yes.
Shut the fuck up.
It was so fucking good, and it was vegan. I couldn't even tell that it was so creamy, so delicious. The coffee and the miso, I never thought about it before, but that saltiness of the miso with the coffee, perfectly sweet, so yummy. I also got the pandan chip.
Okay, what's pandan?
Pandan
is that a plant?
Like a long leaf that sort of gives mintiness, sort of gives coconutiness. Ooh. But it's very subtle, and it came through color wise, but I didn't really get a ton of that flavor.
You should face the camera.
But so I was at the spot. It's like window service only, so you walk up to the front, and the front is on
that's such a hot
Lamar.
part.
The sun was like right there. It was just beaming on all of us. So these ladies had walked over from the apartment complex right at their Crestview station. They're all wearing their bathing suits and like wraps and stuff. They were having a pool day, so they wanted to come get some ice cream. And so many people were just like woo, yeah. And, granted, they were beautiful and breathtaking, but it's like, do
you have an orifice I could stuff real quick? I want to stuff your orifice with my tentacles.
And maybe, like, the first time you're like, oh, that's funny, that's sweet, I know that I look good, but, like, the 7th time you're like, I wish that I could just wear a full body burqa and nobody would notice that I'm even in a room, But I don't know. It's I
Sometimes
offered
you're
to
just
take their
trying to get
picture
ice cream.
against because there's like a big mural there, and they were doing selfies and stuff. And I was like, "Do you guys want me to take all of you a picture?" And they're like, "Oh my god, really?" And I was like, "Yeah, I used to work at a hotel."
You do get asked to take a lot of pictures when you work at a hotel.
Or even in our line of work as like
Oh yeah.
instructors, culinary and instructors. But I don't mind. Oh, I also wanted to mention that, you know, when I'm driving around in my car, I'm like thinking all these existential thoughts about everyone around me. But when I'm riding around on my bike, I'm like, good morning.
You need a motorcycle,
And
babe.
people are like, good morning. There's a crossing guard lady right there by Let's Eat. So I'll get on my bike around 7:30 and start to head over to the court. And yesterday she's like, good morning. And I was like, good morning. And then today I saw her again. She was like, good morning. And it felt so good to like see my people and like be with them.
I do try to talk to all the homeless people when they approach my car.
Yeah, I'll always make eye contact and smile. Sometimes if I've got cash, I'll be like, yeah. No, please don't wash my window.
No,
but
don't touch my car.
here's some money. I'll pay you not to do it.
Sometimes people just want to connect. You can tell that I've been thanked a lot. Like, thanks for talking to me. I'm like, yeah, you're welcome. I guess nobody talks to you.
And that's the biggest takeaway, I think. It's like, oh, everybody's out here suffering.
Oh, yeah.
So if I can offer a smile or like a how are you or like a little, like a shared witnessing and a giggle, like, oh, that was weird. we both saw that. That was weird. I like those connections. I like making those connections. So I guess when people are like on a sex mission and I'm trying to be nice,
the whole humanity is on a sex mission.
I get it. I
Do you? I think it's because we can't derive pleasure from the mundane or what we consider to be the mundane. So I think there's this, since you don't know how to navigate pleasure or joy, you overemphasize the act in which it centers around. And it's like, if people were getting joy from other things in a more balanced way, would they be fiending for puss?
I think fiending for puss is the most consistent historical state that our species has experienced. No matter the time of day, what war is on, what famine is on.
I guess we just wouldn't perpetuate
it's like the secret to our survival is the fiending for puss.
Yeah, because if it hurt, then no one would want it, and then
And then once you have the puss, once you secure the puss, you've got it on lock, then you're free to do all of the other things.
Right. Because you know that you've got the sacred
You're like,
puss.
oh, I had good puss last night. And then you get up in the morning, you're like, I'm ready to do anything.
I'm ready to go donate plasma and go to be a lunch lady for free at the school.
It's striking that balance. It's like you don't have to fiend for it because it's right here. It's right here at home with you, you know?
Survival of the
Pussiest.
Every MAWPOD recently, I tried to take it down to the food realm just to spice it up a little bit. It's like, no, it always comes back to fucking the center of
it's just
humanity.
You and me. This is what we think about all the time.
All right, guys.
Murphy is a hot dog.
Murphy's a hot dog. Lucas and I are going to go live on, what day did I say? Friday? It's Friday.
Yay! Don't you have a class this Friday?
I also have a class. Are you free to watch Ruby for an hour?
Yeah, I think so. I believe so.
I'm going to message them on Thursday because I do worry because this is off topic. They booked it like months ago.
Yeah.
So I always worry that they've forgotten and then they don't want to do it. But whatever. We're gonna make drinks and then I'm gonna give away Momin H2. Momin, I've talked to them this morning. They loved my video, and I'm like, you guys didn't watch it. We swore a lot and talked about how much we hated people who sit on Instagram at nice restaurants, and it was just stupid. But I'm going to be giving away a dual communicator system. And I don't know
so
what I
other
want.
people can start their vlog channels?
Whatever they want to fucking do, I'm here for it. But I got to think of something fun. Maybe you can help me come up with some fun, and we can go over who will win it. Who will win it?
Oh, like how to enter into the contest?
Yeah, what do we want to see? I kind of want people to write me something. Like, oh yeah, like sorry, I'm going to make it you got to tickle the brain squat. So,
I think that's fair.
that's coming up. Printing shirts on Thursday.
Oh, I want one.
Megan wants a shirt.
Can
You
I
got
have
it.
a shirt?
Yeah, you can have a shirt.
I'll pay for it.
You can have a shirt.
I'll pay for it in my
can-
blood.
Pay for it at cost.
What is that, like $5 or
Yeah.
$3?
I don't know. I'd have to look it up. What else? I wanted to start bottom sprocket with Jake, but Josh is really busy. But I want to see if Jake wants to just do it.
Who's Josh again?
Josh is our third counterpart to the podcast. He lives in Colorado. He used to live here, and then he moved to Colorado.
He just like zooms in.
Yes. But he's really busy because has a real job.
What?
So I don't know.
In this economy?
I'd hate to put it off any further, but we'll see. We'll freaking see. I've gotten... I just want to be on a dirt bike. Can we go dirt biking?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Maybe in January or December?
That'd be sick.
All right. There. All the updates buried at the end of the podcast.
Hope you watched to the end.
hope you watched it to the end. We had a fuck ton of downloads. I always wonder, like, some weeks it's like nothing, and then this last week I was like, Jesus Christ, some sort of sharing algorithm pickup. I don't fucking know.
Sick. Well, today's the Assumption of Mary in the Catholic Church, so maybe that has something to do with it.
So it's time to assume the position.
When Mary, the mother of Jesus Christ, died, her body was assumed into heaven to be reunited with her soul, instead of going through the natural process of physical decay upon death. That's what the Assumption of Mary means. I know this would start us on a whole new tangent.
Dude, we
But
should
it's
talk
fucked
about...
that she doesn't get to experience life as a person. Right? Permanent virginity? Anyway. That's not like a person.
I have so much to say.
I know.
And I will keep it in. We can talk about mummies next time.
Feminine divinity
Dude,
has to be chaste. Fuck you. It can be horny.
y'all didn't know Empress Theodora.
Oh,
So-
she hit you with the Empress Theodora.
Next time we'll talk about mummies. Mummies give me a boner. I love mummies.
Write it down.
Well, there's those.
Put a pin in it.
What brought that up was there are those church corpses that don't age.
Dude, I saw JP2. Do you guys remember John Paul II? Or wait, no.
You saw him?
It was the one right before him, I believe. But he was like dipped in wax. And he was wearing like red slippers. It was so macabre. It was nuts.
Do you have a picture?
I don't think I took... I could find like on the internet a picture of one, but I didn't take a picture of that. There were people like... There's a dead body right in there, like dipped in wax.
Haunting us. All right, guys. We end with JP the second.
JP2. Fuck that guy. That's the dude who Sinead tore the portrait.
Oh, I was like going
It was her
back.
mom's photo as well.
Damn. Yeah, and her mom was abusive. That was a bomb
She's
ass
like,
moment.
this is the real evil one. Just like, rest in peace, Sinead, wherever you are.
Rest in peace, babe.